Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Leadnap Gaming. Today we're going to talk about starter ships, and I'm going to give you real advice over which starter ship to buy. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably watching dozens of videos trying to decide which is better to start, the Aurora or the Mustang. You're probably trying to wrestle, is the bed worth it, which has better weapons, shields, engines. Here's the thing, that starter ship is the free hit your new drug dealer Chris Roberts is giving you. I spent hours trying to decide which was right for me, and I've talked with dozens of players about their choices too, but almost all Star Citizens have one thing in common. They don't use that starter ship. What do I mean, you ask? It's simple. Within a week or two, you're going to be upgrading that sucker into something more functional. That doesn't mean either isn't functional or a good ship. Numerous streamers and content creators are making content with those ships to prove that they are functional, but the functionality won't matter to you. In fact, if you upgraded your starter shortly after playing, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you haven't yet, go ahead and do it now anyways, because a month from now you're going to have to come back and do so. The Aurora and Mustang are both very useful starters in the game. You get to see the planets, do a little fighting perhaps, and get a feel for how the game really works. However, after about a week, the patina wears off those ships and you find you need more than a handful of SCU to play. Having a little more firepower would be nice, and let's not forget about enough quantum fuel to cross the verse in something that does it in less than 45 minutes and doesn't overheat along the way. So, what starter ship should you get? It actually doesn't matter, though I would say the Aurora since it's easier to do packages with, and that opens up a different line of gameplay to try right away. The truth is though, you're not going to keep this ship long anyways. You might think I'm wrong now, but ask almost any citizen in the verse if they still fly their starter. Of course, the Mustang looks cooler, and frankly, that's reason enough at this stage to choose it. You're going to spend more time now deciding between the Aurora and the Mustang than you will on any other ship you ever purchase. And you don't need to. Once you buy that ship and learn how to fly, look to upgrade for a few extra dollars. My first recommendation is the Avenger Titan. This thing has good weapons and can do a little fighting for you to make bounties with. It has a ramp, so you can avoid ladder deaths until you learn how to avoid them. And 8 SCU is a good place to start with some simple cargo runs. You still won't get too far with your jumps without overheating though. At least with this ship, you'll be capable enough that if you went no further financially in the game, you'd still get enjoyment. On that note, this was the first ship I ever upgraded to. The $15 was easy to justify, and it still has one of my favorite interior styling. Except for the stupid instrument panel, this thing's going to provide you amazing views going down to planets. I loved it so much that when we get persistence, I plan to buy one with in-game UEC just to have one again, and every free fly, I do a mission or two in one just to remember the good old days. The hard truth though, the Avenger is not really a major upgrade from your original starter. It's gonna feel a million times better, but it just isn't. Don't get me wrong, the Avenger is a capable light fighter in the right hands. However, 8 SCU isn't a cargo hauler. It's just the difference between the trunks in a smart car and a Chevy Impala. It would be a good package runner if it wasn't still as slow as the other starters, and 7K a package sounds like an awesome plan for income, but when you find out cargo haulers can make 100K in a run half as long, you realize maybe your life could get a little better. I can only guide you so far because from here, this is how Star Citizen really works. Many ships can do many things, but all ships are purpose designed. You have to really figure out what it is you want to do in the verse, and that might change from today to a year in. Next week's episode is going to focus on that, but it's important to understand now that your first month to year in the verse, you got to try different things and figure out what makes you come back to the game. I used to spend a lot of time on Nova's Discord, and the first thing they would ask every new member was, what do you want to do in the verse? Ask yourself that now, even if you've been playing since 2.0. The best ship for your money to really start with is going to be the Drake Cutlass Black. With this, you can figure out your career path in the verse. The Cutty has a large enough cargo bay to make decent bulk movements, and I know some big time haulers that still use this ship because they can run some routes faster or get into certain spots that the bigger ships can't get. It's a decent medium fighter. It isn't the most durable, but neither's the Buccaneer. That's just part of Drake. It QTs relatively quickly, meaning you can actually go from Olisar to Hurston before the beta starts, and it has the QT fuel to make that trip too. This opens up package missions, and the Cutlass is effectively a drop ship as well if you want to run FPS bunkers. Additionally, this ship has a crew of 2, letting you try crew play or spend time in the verse with a friend on your ship. When group missions come in 3.7, this is going to open a lot of opportunity for you, though the Cutty can absolutely be soloed as well. In the future, the Cutlass will also have a tractor beam letting you perform missions that only purpose-designed ships can, allowing you to get your feet wet in salvage and mining. An alternative and slightly cheaper option would be the 300 series of ships. The 325, for example, is a better fighter and it can still run packages. I love these ships, but you can't run real cargo with 6 to 12 SCU, nor are you going to get crew play out of it. If you're leaning towards the fighting career paths, you could make a stop here before moving on to a Cutty or something else, but I really think you're just going to be happier in the Cutlass. I can't overstate the value of the Cutlass. It has been called the F-150 of ships. It isn't pretty to most, it lacks luxury features, but it just works. And all of the ships I have CCU'd or melted, this is the only one I miss having, especially when we all start over each patch. As an investment, the Cutty will always have some value in your hangar. It's truly the last and largest true multi-purpose ship in the verse. To circle back then, here's the deal. Over time, your opinions on ships will change. Today, you're probably unaware of what ship features really matter and those that don't. Those are topics for another day, but what the real starters teach you is how to interpret this information. Your starter ship isn't likely to be your last ship. Roberts is going to hook you with this drug, and every patch you're going to be thinking about how if you eat ramen for just the next 2 weeks, that new concept could be really nice to have down the road. Frankly, your starter shouldn't be your last or only ship. Once you figure out what you really like doing, you're going to want something purpose-built to do it with. But you're also going to find sometimes you need a break from that, or a different ship will help you in a spot that your primary ship can't pull off. I will stand a protocol here. I strongly recommend going to the Avenger either out the gate or from your starter first. Don't spend more money than you have to deciding if Star Citizen is actually right for you. If you don't like it today, I do encourage you to come back in 6 months and give it another shot. The game is in development, and while rapid and great progress has been made in 2019 alone, we still have a long way to go. The saltiest former backers and message boards spent hundreds of dollars before deciding they didn't like the game. CIG are masters of hype, and they're going to leave you thinking if you don't get in on the ground floor now, you're never going to get that cool new concept they just dropped. It isn't true at all, and next week we're going to talk about how to convert your early buying choices into the actual fleet you want, and how to get those ships after they go on sale. Likewise though, you should never actually consider pledging in Star Citizen over real life expenses. Having said that, the best ship to start with really is the Cutlass Black. Once you know you like Star Citizen, upgrade to this ship. Use it to figure out what your citizen enjoys about the game. Build your fleet from there. From this stage, I suggest pledging into a more purpose-built ship. A fighter if you're a combat-minded citizen, a Max if cargo is your thing. Whatever explorer gets your fancy if you're looking to the stars beyond the Stanton system. Having 2 ships you're going to learn is important. The last piece of advice on that I'll give you that'll serve you well is this: always try before you buy. Just ask in the global chat, usually someone has whatever you're looking for and will let you test it out. So I've said don't spend more money than you have to, and then I said the best starter ship's one that's more expensive than half the ships you can always buy. Great news, you can win yourself a Cutlass Black. Starting today and running through October 18th, 2019, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel and comment on any video from September through October 18th, 2019. Last time, I gave away not 1 but 2 Origin 300s, and in my previous winners, Clint and Black Sheep boys, just because you won last time, you can still enter this time. The prize is going to be a Drake Loot and Scoop package, which means you're not just getting a Cutlass Black, but a Drake Dragonfly Black as well. With the caves coming in 3.7, that's going to be a sweet addition. This is also a starting package, which means if you're not a Star Citizen yet, you're going to get the game for free. Just make sure you join using our referral code for those extra perks. Make sure to tune in next week because I'm going to announce a way to further improve your odds of winning this giveaway, which is sponsored by Dark Peak Entertainment. A special thank you goes out to them for their generosity. As always, don't forget to like us here and on Facebook. Do share this video with your friends, and I will catch you all next time.